Baby dolls, I just got eating the juiciest strawberries ever, and it motivated me to talk to you about black swans because we are in a very fortunate position. The zombie virus is now behind us, and the black swan terminology hit mainstream. That is the greatest gift we can receive as investors if you want to improve your lifestyle, if you want to win at the game. Because you know that the retailers, the weak hands, the soy drinkers, the people who don't want to win, they will use this as their anchor to get out every single time. And it will be easy for this narrative to catch on in the media, which is what we want, especially in crypto. Black swan. No one even knew before the zombie virus what a black swan was. Okay? He's a cute little black swan with little ducklings. So, obviously, a black swan is just an event that nobody could foresee coming. It's interesting though. The zombie virus, we knew this happens like every 25 years. There's a world zombie virus outbreak. But everyone still calls it a black swan. You know why? Because we're all punters. We saw the red candles and we're like, oh no, it's a black swan. Nobody could have seen this coming. So the terminology doesn't really matter, okay? The effect on retailers' minds is the most important. So this is a 1 hour chart, man. Like, it was really over. I'm telling you, it was 55% down. Like, there was no coming back from this. And that was literally the bottom, man. That was the bottom. So I have a nice tweet here for you. Okay. So when the zombie virus broke, everybody thought it was the start of the real bear market. Yes. That's what everyone thought, man. They go, whoa, now we're starting. Now we are starting. I wasn't on Twitter, but I can tell you, man, this is all I was seeing. I was checking out Facebook and Reddit. Everybody was like this. Oh, dead cat bounce. Oh, dead cat bounce. Uh-oh, rejection. Dead cat bounce. Okay, what about this? Dead cat bounce. That's all I was seeing everywhere. Even I thought that might happen, But I was like, well, I'm going to stay long because I don't drink soy and I'm not a dingleberry and I'm not a poopy head. I'm a peanut brain. So I'm not clicking sell. Let's continue, right? So it really did look like it was all over. But the best was yet to come. Imagine telling people it's up only from here. A few of us did. Believe it or not, a few of us did. I mean, I was saying, man, this is all the signs of we should go up only from here. And nobody is saying that for the current crypto market after FTX, we all say, hey, I think that's the bottom of the bear market. But I'll be honest, man, I'm like one of the only people who's saying, I think we're up only from here. Like legit up only. Legit up from here. No one's saying that. No one. People who are bullish and stuff, they don't really believe it. When they're bullish, they draw these, this is what they do. They go, this is what they're doing on Twitter. Wow, we're going up to $400,000. That's their bullishness, man. That's not real bullishness, okay? So, the best is yet to come. But this is where we're going to go deeper, okay? Waiting for a black swan, and so is everyone else. They don't come when everyone's thinking about it. Even the government politicians are ready for it, Now this is, we got some juice behind this statement here, okay? We got some juice. All right? Even the government politicians, they are prepared. All right? We have to focus on this. Their credit swap lines and transfer systems are ready. This is like, wow. Wow, no one's talking about this. No one. I'm going to go through exactly what I mean. All right? That's what I'm saying. So it's not going to happen until we let our guard down. And I think the zombie virus was so powerful and it's in everybody's minds, the masks and the needle and the market went down and all is jazz. Can you wear your mittens outside? I don't know. That's contagious, right? You couldn't even wear your mittens. Society was taken down. It's haunting everyone's mind still, especially in the markets. Okay? And look, isn't this a prophecy 2030 plus? Yeah, I'm serious. You think it's that easy? You just wait a few years. Oh, as soon as the Black Swan event happens, I'm just going to go all in again. No. They don't happen like that. Otherwise, everyone would be on the sidelines with 30% of their portfolio at all times stacked in trashy USD and get in on a 50% drop one month. See you later. You think it's that easy? No, it's not that easy, okay? We're going to be climbing the wall of worry. People, what I love about crypto is everyone new has not climbed a wall of worry in this macro environment. That is beautiful. That's great. Because no one can foresee us actually going up in a recession, jobs, inflation. No one can actually see that happening, which that is great. Thank the Lord that we have this, okay? Because it's people don't know this. And if people don't know this, then we're not going to have weekends buying now. They're going to buy once we clear all 8 bad news events, and they're finally going to buy the top again, all right? So we're going to continue, man. So remember what I said here. There's some juice here. So obviously, back swans don't happen when everyone's thinking about it. We're going to go why. We're going to just explore why. And this is super juicy. Like I'm going to repeat, man. Even the government politicians are ready for it. Their credit swap lines and transfer systems are ready. This is what you are discounting. This is what people are not paying attention to. I don't know why Pocock is trending in Australia. Don't know what that is. Okay, let's go. Let's go on. All right, so let's put on the weekly. All right, so everyone thinks they're a genius, right? Everyone thinks, oh yeah, I just got to buy the dip and make money. Yeah, big zombie virus. Okay, so by the time you watch this video, maybe the market's moved up, down, left, right. Who the hell cares? To explore what I mean, we're going to have to go to another boomer market. Her name is the S&P 500, Standard & Poor's, okay? It's got pause in the name. Because if you try long this, you're going to still be poor in 10 years. That's how small its growth rate is. You're not going to kill it with 30 grand or 50 grand or even 100 grand. 100 grand clip, you're not going to retire on the S&P 500 after 10 years. Its average growth rate is like 7%, man. You're going to get a double in 10 years? Wow. But there's a lot of juicy information here, okay? I'm going to change this to a monthly, if you don't mind. So we have, this is the zombie virus, okay? This is a zombie virus, okay? Everyone's got the word black swan in here. You know there was another zombie virus before that? A zombie virus event. And I love this. None of the macro investors, no one's talking about this, and I don't know why. They're all fixated on this. So before I tell you what I'm talking about, everyone in macro is fixated on the 70s. They go, high inflation, and then this, and then that, and they're all talking about this, which is great. You know, just letting you know, okay, when everyone talks about a certain fractal, it doesn't play out. I'm telling you now, okay? I've fallen into this trap before. So I'm just letting you know. The fact that everybody is calling for a 15 years sideways S&P 500 market and everyone's talking about the 70s, this is how you know this is not going to happen, all right? And if you're curious, intellectually curious, why the 70s had a different attribute and characteristic and makeup, it's because baby boomers, so most of our parents, they had a lot of kids during this time. And then they were like turning, actually the baby boomers themselves were turning 18, 19, 20, 30s old. They were all spending a lot of money. Okay. So they were spending heaps and it was literally a boom. They're all turning 20, 25, 30. Everyone's getting a house, getting a car, all this new tech. Everyone's going to the disco. Everyone's got the flares out. Okay. All this is happening and it's really ramping up inflation over time. And to make things worse, the US Fed had a weak central banker, Mr. Arthur Burns, and he let inflation run too hot. He wasn't tough enough. Okay, so you put these two things together and then you have inflation just destroyed everyone for this period of time. Okay, so what's different today? Well, we don't have a huge boom of people. We don't have a huge boom of people today who are turning 20 to 30 in most of the first world countries, right? Everybody's getting older. So we have deflation. We've got a problem of everybody spending. And if you look around, it makes sense. People are spending just on like their own property and living stuff. No one is going out and starting businesses like they used to. Okay? So it's a different makeup. That's why the government has to keep, pushing up the debt to try to get stuff to happen. So that's why it's different. So that's what everybody's focusing on. But there was a a wild crash in 1987. There are documentaries made about this, all right? So I know this is a boomer index, but this was enormous. Everybody thought it was the end, minus 32% in a month. And when I mean the end, I mean the end. Go watch the documentaries. There were people who were trading on the floor, and they would go out after and go have lunch and dinner. And it's amazing. They were saying, wow, everybody here doesn't know what happened. The market just blew up today. They're going to lose their jobs. It's the second Great Depression. Everybody thought that it was the second Great Depression because the market did this. The market was like, oh man, the market's always right. Guess what? Generational buying opportunity. No one could foresee that coming. And then they invented, we had the tech stocks come in here. So they had a new wave of technology come in here. Isn't that crazy? Maybe we just saw something now, right? Maybe the zombie virus, it's similar makeup. We just had a zombie virus and now we're going up. And now crypto, everybody thinks crypto is trash. And crypto for the next 10 years, someone's going to do something really cool and send everything up wild. It's possible. It's possible, man. And no one's thinking about that. What if crypto grows so big in the next 10 years that it helps push technology sectors up in the S&P 500? And no one's even considering this. And that's what we want. You know why? Because everyone's talking about the black swan. All the retailers are talking about the red candle, man. They're talking about this. So look at the timing, okay? 1987, black swan, big crash, all right? And everyone's constantly talking about this. Look how long it took for it to appear again, okay? So you had crashes, you had downturns in the market. You took GFC, man. You took the GFC. We're like, whoa, this was like tech crash. Honestly, I don't like to say it, but you guys almost deserved it. Look at this. you know what I mean? You're paying 1,000 PE for 1,000 years of earnings for some stupid, for some tech companies. That's how crazy it went, all right? So GFC was like the real end of the world scenario. That's a long time, man. That's a long time, 20, 30 years, okay? 20 years. And then look, it took another 12 years to get to the zombie virus. So it takes a long time for investors to forget the black swan. It really does. And this is not me making up. This is just in fact, right? It takes a generation of people to slowly train into risk-taking behavior and to stop taking note of the big risks, basically. And that we take a bit more excessive risks, and this compounds into bigger problems. So what I'm saying, this zombie virus was a blessing. This is my signal. I'm letting you know. For me, this is my signal and my indicator to know, oh, cool. There will be a black swan again today, 100%. But it ain't coming for the next couple of years because everyone's talking about it. Everyone's talking about it, 2020, man, it might be here. It might be in the 2030. Yeah, it might be somewhere in this 2030 to 2037 range. Something right? I don't know what it's going to be, and you don't know either. But it's great that we have this anchor here for everyone to talk about it. So that's why I like this. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's poor, and everyone underperforms buy and holding. You got the trifecta here, okay? They all underperform, and they're all focusing on this bad event. So you go back to Bitcoin, and this goes for the whole crypto sector, okay? Bitcoin, Ethereum, all our favorite crypto. Everyone is still waiting for this, and they're going to keep waiting for this. When FTX blew up, no one could say, there's no way this is the end. No way this is the end. And I was saying, yeah, man, this is the end. You go back to my Twitter, what was I saying? I was clapping my hands saying, well, friends, it's the end of the show. This was the ending. The new season starts now. That was my language. Tweet after tweet after tweet. I was referring to everything like a story and a narrative and a show, and the show's ending and they're rolling the credits, and this is how it all ends, and the season's now finished. It's exactly my language, and that was true. We've wiped out a lot of the bad news. The great part now is all the weak hands. You know what they're going to be doing. There's Black Swan coming. Oh, DCG. Oh, Grayscale. Something's going to happen. Oh, no, maybe go negative. They don't know what's going on here. So, if we just change the monthly candles, and I like looking at Heikinashi, because it kind of smooths these out. Look at this. You've had your first green one, man. Look at this. In the last bear market, I should probably go to earlier data, but look, once it starts turning on the monthly, it starts turning, man. It starts turning. Now, it looks nice and green when you look at it on the monthly, but within the monthly candles, man, it looked like hell. I can promise you this. Deep inside here, in April, if we quickly go back, right, you change it to a day. Okay, there was some absolutely nut job Ponzi attacks here. I know, it just looks green. It's funny. It looks green. Oh, yeah, it was great. It looked like this was going to... Oh, yeah, we're done. You know, because this was the 6K level. Go, okay, we're done now. Up here, okay, we're done now. And everyone thought, oh, yep, we faked out above here. Everyone thought, okay, we're going back to 5K. I'm not making this up. Go back and watch every single YouTuber during this time. Every single person thought, okay, we're going back to 6K. Oh, no, here we go. And then everyone was like, we capitulate. We're going back to the all-time highs. Funny enough, that was actually the top. Okay? So, the crowd. It's all about the crowd. It's almost like interest rates and the Fed and all these other macro stuff that everyone focuses about. Is it going to be a zombie virus? What about the debt? It really, most of it doesn't actually matter. It just matters how everybody's positioned. If you like have this view that the market's always right and it's always forward looking, that's the best view to take. What the position is of the crowd, right? The good thing is, double thumbs up. What's the crowd thinking? We want another zombie virus. There's going to be a black swan. Something's going to liquidate and everything's going to explode, right? You know what's funny? I'm just going to say this now. No one in their right mind could even imagine that FTX here was the beginning of up only. Only cycle believers. Only people who just go, you know what? Cycle emotions are that. People get happy and people get sad and everything in between. And that's it. We're going up. It sounds so naive and stupid to discount this, but this is what happens. Okay? So from now to the rest of your career, you will hear Black Swan, Black Swan, Black Swan. We're probably going to hear it for the next, 8 years, man. Literally. Straight 8 years. It's going to be a full decade. Black Swan, Black Swan, Black Swan, you know? People were talking about Black Swan after the GFC as well. The crash is coming. The crash is coming. And look how long it took, man. The crash happened in 2008. So you have to wait all the way from 2009 to 2020. Okay, 11 straight years. And when the Black Swan did happen, it was over super quick and it was much higher low. You know, the price print of the S&P was a super higher low compared to the GFC. You go back to it, okay? Let's go back to it here. Look at that. Compare that to where the GFC was. Look at this. Everyone thought, okay, Black Swan. Okay, Black Swan. Oh. Here, everyone thought China was slowing down and there was going to be a recession. And the data was actually pointing to everything roll over. Everybody thought that was happening. Then this. And then Donald Trump. Oh, this and this. And look what it came out back. So where's your Black Swan now, you know? So you're not a hero just for predicting a Black Swan. There's always something's always going to come around, okay? So are you deployed with the crowd? You always got to be thinking that. Are you deployed with the crowd? You can't be 100%, but you're going to have to tilt something in your favor, okay? Sometimes we're going to have to make a decision and go, man, I understand it looks, really, really bad, but the crowd is also looking bad, so you got to get long, right? Now, we know this because we're long crypto. But at some point, things are going to, we're going to be like, man, I don't see any risk factors. It looks like we can't go down from here, and the crowd is bullish. And we're going to have to be saying, oh, man, that must mean maybe there's going to be some headwinds around the corner, So, we're always going to stay grounded. But I hope you learned something from this, because everyone's talking about the Black Swan. It's not what everyone sees. And the good thing is, we got a full decade, man. A full decade of everyone talking about it. And hopefully, we get to climb that wall of worry together.